Welcome to Classic Game Room. For years I've been saying that you can combine Star Wars with just about anything and have a good time, like Legos, pinball, or beer. How about Angry Birds? It's Angry Birds Star Wars on the iPad. The Force is strong with this one. And Jar Jar's not invited. Combining Star Wars and Angry Birds makes about as much sense as combining Star Wars and disco, but as we all know, that worked out really well. Friggin' Mako is awesome. I have that on vinyl right next to my 1977 Star Wars soundtrack. On vinyl. So you can say I'm a pretty old, jaded Star Wars fan by now, and didn't really expect much from this game. Boy, was I wrong. This is really clever. Although somewhat inaccurate, as you can see, this Stormtrooper pig is actually hitting things. Something real Stormtroopers never did. Was Obi-Wan drunk when he said that only Imperial Stormtroopers aren't so precise? Like, they make Cobra look like the Navy SEALs. Everywhere that you look in Angry Birds Star Wars, you'll find brilliant use of the Star Wars license. No part of it has gone to waste. That's what I like about this game. It was made by people who clearly love the movies as much as I do, and probably hate Jar Jar, although maybe not as much as me. I mean, I like Star Wars so much I have a Jawa sitting on top of my speakers right now. Get off! He's always trying to sell me things. I don't need another droid. You get the clever cutscenes, you get the Star Wars music, some of which has been remixed with the Angry Birds style music, very clever. But what really steals the show is the Star Wars themed birds themselves. Inspired by the original cast of the movie, I love the Luke Skywalker bird with his blonde hair and lightsaber. The Obi-Wan Kenobi bird uses the Force. The Han Solo bird shoots things first. There's R2, there's C-3PO, and more. This is the best Angry Birds I've played since the first one. Much of the game is clearly based on the Angry Birds space levels, which I really enjoyed, but found that game lacking some of the magic of the originals, and wasn't really fond of playing one level and then finding out I had to buy more. And this kind of suffers from the same thing, like you'll play one or two levels or groups of levels and feel like you want to kick in $1 or $2 to keep going. But compared to some recent $60 sequel snorefests I've had to sit through endure recently, I'll take it. I'll take it. It's my only hope. As of this review, you'll see there's some Hoth levels coming soon, and oh, I can't wait for them. This one game gets me really excited about the Angry Birds games again. And I wonder now that Disney owns Star Wars if we're finally going to get the originals in HD, making my Laserdisc collection obsolete. Finally. Now, if for some reason you've never played Angry Birds or watched Star Wars, why are you watching this show? I can't help you. I like that the 3PO bird complains when you launch him, and they really nailed the sound on the R2-D2 one as well. And there's more. This is just a very clever use of the Star Wars license, applied to a really good game. This is being played on the iPad, and you know how these mobile games are. They're pretty much on everything. Eventually, someday, in a galaxy far, far away. Or not that far, depending on where you live. Angry Birds Star Wars is Lando. So very Lando.